Hello students, last time we had seen aldol reaction and cross aldol reaction. Now next topic is Cannizzaro reaction. Cannizzaro reaction is exactly opposite to aldol condensation, because in aldol condensation, as we know, there should be alpha hydrogen and the aldehyde and ketones are treated with mild NaOH or mild KOH. But now in Cannizzaro reaction, when aldehyde without alpha carbon atom is warmed, this is very important, without alpha carbon atom is warmed with concentrated NaOH or KOH solution, one molecule of aldehyde is oxidized to carboxylic acids. One molecule of aldehyde is oxidized to carboxylic acid, while one molecule is reduced to an alcohol. One molecule is reduced to an alcohol. In aldol condensation, we know there is the addition product. Okay, and there is Al for aldehydic group and OL for alcoholic group. Both are in one molecule. Here it is, they are going to reduce and oxidize to different, that is oxidized to carboxylic acid and another molecule reduced to the alcohol. When such type of reaction is there, means the same reactant is going to react with the same reagent and gives you two different products. One is oxidized, another one the reduced. Then such type of reaction is known as disproportionation reaction. Disproportionation reaction. Please remember this thing. This is an disproportionate example of disproportionation reaction. Okay. Now what is explanation? Carboxylic acid is going to react with alkali to give the salt. Okay. And another molecule is alcohol. This self-oxidation reaction reaction is called Cannizzaro reaction. Cannizzaro is in the name of the scientist. Okay, this is a Cannizzaro reaction. So now we have to see the example. Example for this, as we must have aldehyde without alpha carbon atom, this is without alpha carbon atom, and we are having two types of aldehydes. There are two examples of aldehydes which are without alpha carbon atom. One is formaldehyde, another one is benzaldehyde. These two are without alpha carbon atoms, formaldehyde and benzaldehyde. So we have to see the example first with the formaldehyde. So there are two molecules of formaldehyde reacting with the concentrated NaOH. Then from this, one aldehyde is oxidized to sodium salt of carboxylic acid and one other molecule reduced to alcohol. So this is our oxidation product, while this is our reduction product. Oxidation product, where we get sodium salt of carboxylic acid. Another one is alcohol, that is our reduction product. Further, the sodium salt of acid is undergoing acidification in presence of HCl, or up till now we studied this H3O positive also, that is H plus and H2O. Then they are going to react like this. See here, first of all, then it is converted into acid and byproduct may be NaCl or NaOH. If you are going to write HCl, then byproduct is NaCl. If you are going to write H3O positive, then byproduct is NaOH. So what is this reaction? See now, this is one formaldehyde molecule, this is another formaldehyde molecule. Okay. Now from this ONA is going to replace over here this H, and there is formation of HCONA. Okay. Now here it is CH2, one H from this, so it becomes CH3. Okay. Then here it is one oxygen and one hydrogen from here, there is formation of OH. So totally formaldehyde converted into sodium salt of formic acid and another one is methyl alcohol. Okay. Are you getting this reaction? See here, again I am going to repeat. From here in this aldehyde, this H is replaced by ONA, so there is formation of HC double bond ONA. While the remaining formaldehyde molecule, this CH2 is there, one H is there, so there is formation of CH3, and from this to this O, this H is going to attach, this H and this O are going to attach, and there is formation of OH, and in this way this is a balanced reaction. Okay, now same reaction with benzaldehyde. Two molecules of benzaldehyde going to treat with concentrated potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide. When it is concentrated, we have to write it is 50%. That means if you are going to write 50%, it also same, like it indicates it is a concentrated KOH. It indicates it is a concentrated NaOH when we are writing 50%. In the previous reaction in aldol condensation, we said it is just 2%. That is our dilute NaOH. 2%, 2%, then it is dilute NaOH or KOH. NaOH or KOH. 2% it is dilute. When it is 50%, then it is concentrated. Same reaction. First aldehyde molecule is converted into potassium salt of the carboxylic acid. Another molecule is converted into alcohol. This is known as potassium benzoate. This is known as potassium benzoate because this is benzoic acid. This is benzoic acid, and one of the H is replaced by K. So this is potassium benzoate. And another product is phenyl methanol. Another product is phenyl methanol. Okay. This is known as benzyl alcohol. This is also known as benzyl alcohol, phenyl methanol or benzyl alcohol. Further, this is acidified with HCl or H3O positive. We get benzoic acid. We get here benzoic acid. And if you are going to write HCl, then byproduct is KCl. If you are going to write H3O positive, then byproduct is KOH. Byproduct is KOH. This is acid hydrolysis. This is acid hydrolysis. Then byproduct is KOH. This K with H2O from that OH is going to react over here. So this is KOH, and one of the H, this is like this. Then this H is replaced by this K. So we get here acid, carboxylic acid functional group, while this OH is attached to H, and there is formation of KCl or KOH. Okay, so this is for Cannizzaro reaction. Next one is cross Cannizzaro reaction. Okay, cross Cannizzaro reaction. Now here we have to use two different aldehydes which are not having alpha hydrogens. No alpha hydrogen. Okay, these are the two different aldehydes which are not having alpha hydrogens. One is formaldehyde, another one is benzaldehyde, cross. Okay, then again treated with concentrated NaOH followed by acidification or followed by acid hydrolysis. One is converted to formic acid while another converted into phenyl methanol. This is phenyl methanol. When acid we get, then that is the oxidation product. When alcohol we get, that is the reduction product. Okay, and now here see, we cannot use this, because here it is alpha hydrogens. Okay, and the one more example of the aldehyde without alpha hydrogens is this one. This is 1, 2, 3, or you may say common name. Then there is the 4 tertiary butyl group. So this is tertiary butyl aldehyde. Or if you are going to give the IUPAC nomenclature, then this is 1, 2, 3. On the second carbon there are 2 methyl groups. So this is 2, 2, 2 dimethyl, and in the chain there are 3 carbon atoms. So this is propane aldehyde, or you may write propanol. Okay, IUPAC norm of this compound. You can use this one is also for the cross Cannizzaro reaction. This is for the JEE entrance test, or that there are the different products are given with this. So I specifically taken over here this example. This is also the example of aldehyde which is not having alpha hydrogen atoms. This is alpha carbon and there are no hydrogen. There is no hydrogen. This is all are substituted by CH3. Okay. Now next topic is oxidation and reduction reactions of aldehydes and ketones. Oxidation and reduction reactions of aldehyde and ketones. Okay, with the help of oxidizing agent like dilute HNO3, KMNO4 or K2Cr2O7 potassium dichromate, aldehydes are oxidized to carboxylic acid. And again here we needed acidic medium. So for this acidic medium, in the reaction here it is given dilute H2SO4, and this is our oxidizing agent potassium dichromate. So this is our aldehyde, general reaction. Aldehyde with the R is converted into carboxylic acid. Aldehyde is converted into carboxylic acid. So this is the oxidation reaction. So we are writing oxygen in the nascent form. We are writing here oxygen as a nascent form. So when we are writing in the bracket, this is nascent oxygen. Okay. So this is CH2CHO. Then there is a oxidation. So here it is formation of COH. This is very simple reaction. CH3, one oxygen is here. There is a arrangement change. Here it is C double bond OH, while here it is C double bond OOH, and it is converted to acetic acid. Acetaldehyde is converted to acetic acid. Okay. Then ketones are oxidized by strong oxidizing agents. Okay, here we need a dilute HNO3 also possible with the reaction with KMNO4 or with the reaction of K2Cr2O7. But if you are going to use ketones, then we need strong oxidizing agent. This is very important, like chromic oxide or alkaline KMNO4. This is just our potassium permanganate, while for the ketones we have to use alkaline KMNO4 or hot concentrated HNO3. Here we use dilute HNO3 for aldehyde, while here for the ketone we have to use hot concentrated HNO3. Okay, and here to the mixture we are going to use this, and we get mixture of carboxylic acids. Having less number of carbon atoms. This is very important. Having less number of carbon atoms. And one more thing is going to happen in this reaction, that this oxidation ketone is accompanied by breaking CC bond. This is very important. Breaking CC bond. In aldehyde this is not the case, but in ketones we are going to get breaking of CC bond. Means in aldehyde also one of the product is our acid, and ketone is also acid, but there is no alcohol formation. Both whatever the breaking over there, then both the products are acids. This is given in the textbook. Okay. So if there is a acetone, this is our acetone. Okay. How many carbons are here? 1, 2, 3. So total are 3. But when we are going to get product, there are only 2 carbons. Means it is reduced by 1 carbon. It is less number of carbon atoms present. 3 while here are 2. Okay. Now if there is a breaking of bond like this, then there is formation of CH3 C double bond OOH. According to textbook, another product must be HC double bond OH, because with using this carbon, another product is HC double bond OH, but it is not given in the textbook. This part is missing in the textbook. Okay. But in the reference books there is given formation of acetic acid, carbon dioxide evolved, and formation of water molecule. If you are going to satisfy this sort of reaction, then we need 3 nascent oxygens. Okay, but if you are going to use 4 nascent oxygens, then we get product like this, just like a reference books. Okay, so for your more information, I gave you this information. You please check with your JEE reference books and then decide which one is correct and which one is wrong. Okay, I am not going to say for the textbook something, but you just decide which is correct and which is wrong. Then if the asymmetric ketone is there, one alkyl group is CH3, another alkyl group is C2H5, this is R and this is R double dash. Then if the breaking of the bond like this, then the product of acid is as this one, CH3 C double bond OH, that is our acetic acid. And if the breaking of the bond in this way, then there is a product CH3 CH3 C double bond OOH. What is this? 1 2 3. So this is our propane derivative. So this is propionic acid. This is propionic acid is replaced by OIC, propionic acid, 1 2 3 carbons. So this is propionic acid. This is our acetic acid or ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid, this is the IUPAC name, ethanoic acid, and this one is propionic acid. Okay, this is for aldehydes converted into, by oxidation converted into carboxylic acids. Carboxylic acids, we needed CrO3, that is chromic oxide, which is the strong oxidizing agent. Oxidation, so we are writing here nascent oxygens, nascent oxygens. Okay, now next is again the naming reaction, and which is very important reaction, that is the Clemenson, that is the name of the scientist. Another one is the duo of the scientist, that is the Wolff-Kishner reduction reaction. Wolff-Kishner reduction reaction. Here we studied oxidation reaction. Next one is reduction reaction. This is now the reduction reaction. In oxidation we treated with oxygen, while in reduction we treated with nascent hydrogens. Nascent hydrogen, please remember this thing. Okay, in both the reactions, Clemenson as well as Wolff-Kishner, it is reduced carbonyl group, this carbonyl group C double bond O carbonyl group is reduced of the aldehyde and ketones is reduced to methylene group. Methylene group we studied in 11th standard. Methylene group is nothing but dash CH2 dash. Carbon valence is 4, here are 2 hydrogens, so there are 2 dash. While in methyl group there is only 1 dash. There is only 1 dash and 3 hydrogens. Remember this thing. Okay. So this is our methylene group, this is methyl group, it is C double bond O is converted into methylene group. Now for this, to get this product, this Clemenson used different reagent than this one and this used different reagent than this one. So which are these two reagents in the Clemenson reaction? Reagent is zinc amalgam, reagent is zinc amalgam and concentrated HCl. What is amalgam? There any metal is when it is with the mercury, this is mercury, then it is known as amalgam. It is known as amalgam. If the zinc with the mercury, then we can say zinc amalgam. Okay. If the sodium with the mercury, then we can say sodium amalgam. Okay. This is our zinc amalgam which used by this scientist Clemenson to get carbonyl compound converted into methylene group. While Wolff-Kishner used reagent NH2, that is hydrazine, followed by heating with sodium or potassium hydroxide, our usual NaOH or KOH. In high boiling solvent, this is again important factor of this reaction, high boiling solvent like ethylene glycol. We prepared this ethylene glycol in 11th standard. Please do remember this thing. Ethylene glycol, this is not the new compound. When there are 2 hydroxy group, then this is known as diol, or the common name is glycol, diol or glycol. This solvent is must for this Wolff-Kishner reaction. Without this reaction is not going to proceed. So you have to remember which are the solvents, what are the reagents for the particularly these two reactions, or for each and every reaction we have to remember. But as both the reactions gives you the same product, so we have to know for the Clemenson it is zinc amalgam concentrated HCl. For Wolff-Kishner it is hydrazine in presence of sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, and solvent is ethylene glycol. Now we will see the reaction. We will see the reaction. Okay. So first reaction is our Clemmensen reduction reaction. Clemmensen reduction reaction, general reaction. This is our carbonyl group. Reduction, so we have to use 4 nascent hydrogens. Always for the reduction we use nascent hydrogen. Reaction is zinc amalgam. We are providing heat and concentrated HCl must be there. This carbonyl oxygen is removed from this carbonyl group, and now there is 2 hydrogens attached to this C. 2 hydrogens attached to this C, and this O is removed from the reactant, and now this O with 2 hydrogens from these 4 hydrogens, there is formation of H2. So 4H means there are total 4 hydrogens, okay, H, H, H and H. From these 2 hydrogens are here, while from these 2 hydrogens with this oxygen, formation of H2O. Very simple reaction. Okay. So now for example we will take ketone as well as we will take aldehyde. Ketone as well as aldehyde. Okay. So now what is here? Again same way, this oxygen is removed. There is 2 hydrogens from this reduction reagents, that is 4 hydrogens, nascent hydrogens we use here. Then for the 2 hydrogens and this oxygen is going to form H2O. If you are going to use aldehyde, again the same thing, zinc amalgam in presence of concentrated HCl, and we are providing heat to this. This carbonyl oxygen is removed, there is CH2 and the byproduct is H2O. Okay. So for ketone as well as for aldehyde, this is acetone, this is acetaldehyde, and formation is of what is the product is very important. You have to know the name. This is our, what is this? This is CH3, CH2, CH3, this is our propane, while this one is, what is this? This is nothing but simple ethane, simple ethane. So for MCQ type of question also we have to know how we will get the CH2 methylene and how the product is going to named according to starting starting ketone or starting aldehyde. In aldehyde there are 2 carbons, while in ketone there are 3 carbons. So alkane is higher over here in the ketone from the ketone reduction, while for aldehyde reduction we get ethane. Remember this thing, this is the important one. Okay. Now next one is Wolff-Kishner reduction. Okay. Now which reagent we have to use? We have to use hydrazine, that is NH2, NH2. When it is going to react with the carbonyl oxygen, a carbonyl group, carbonyl carbon, carbonyl oxygen, then here it is formation of double bond in between C and N, C and N, this N and this C. Okay. So formation of double bond N, NH2 as it is, and this H2 and O, there is formation of H2O. This H2 and this O, there is formation of H2O, and this product when there is a double bond is known as hydrazone. This is known as hydrazone. Okay. Then the further it is treated with sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide in ethylene glycol, which is the boiling solvent we have to use, and then here it is from this hydrazone, this is the intermediate, it is converted to CH2, it is converted to CH2. Then what is the going to happen over here? This is the just a reagent which is not taking part in the reaction. Here this reagent taking part in the reaction, it is attached over here, but now here this is just a providing medium to the reaction, and there is formation of CH2. This CH2, this H2 is now attached to this carbon. This H2 is now attached to this carbon, and these 2 nitrogens come out in the form of nitrogen gas, and it is evolved. It is evolved from the reaction mixture. So N2 gas, this is our nitrogen gas. Okay. So these 2 N in the form of nitrogen gas. Next one is propanol and ethyl phenyl ketone. Okay, this is the example of propanol, ethyl phenyl ketone. where the intermediate we get hydrazone. Again, in the presence of this sort of ethylene glycol, we get, this is 2 plus 3, this is propane. Then next, if the ethyl phenyl ketone, then again the intermediate is the hydrazone treated with such type of reagent which we used previously, then we get N-propyl benzene. N-propyl benzene, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, that is the propyl. So this is N-propyl benzene. This is our product. Okay, this is the Clemmensen reduction and Wolff-Kishner reduction. Next, only one reaction is remaining from aldehyde ketone, and that is electrophilic substitution reaction. Electrophilic substitution reaction. Okay. Now in this electrophilic substitution reaction, aromatic aldehydes and ketones we used, and they undergo electrophilic substitution reaction such as nitration, sulfonation and halogenation. In our textbook only nitration reaction is given, only nitration reaction is given, and we are going to study that. Carbonyl group means aldehyde group or the ketonic group is electron withdrawing group. This is the electron withdrawing group, and this electron withdrawing group is due to inductive effect or the resonance effect, or both will give is the electron withdrawing effect, and it deactivates benzene ring at ortho and para positions. We studied this thing in the aromatic compounds in 11th standard. So please revise that portion. It deactivates ortho and para positions, and this results in the formation of meta product. Meta product. This is important. See now, this is the ortho position, this is the para position, this is ortho position, and this is para position. All these three positions are deactivated. These are deactivated. Okay, and so attack of this NO2. Why these are deactivated? Due to this CHO functional group, and this NO2 is going to attack on the meta position. This is meta position. This is meta position. So it is going to act on this meta position. So there is a formation of CNO2 bond, and this H is going to react with this HO, and there is formation of H2O. This is our electrophile. This is our electrophile, which is carries positive charge. As it is positively charged, so these are having some feelings about electrons, and so we call this as a electrophile. And the product is now at, it is on the meta position, product is M-nitrobenzaldehyde. M-nitrobenzaldehyde. As a homework, you have to write the reaction for sulfonation and for a halogenation. Homework, write reaction for sulfonation and halogenation. Okay, this is all for this video. This is for all this, for this lecture, that is up to electrophilic substitution reactions. In the next lecture we will start with the carboxylic acids reactions. Thank you.